World Series for the first time in 15 years. A bouncing ball back to Trinan. Over to first in time, 2 down. And this crowd, though, ready to explode, on the verge of making it all happen. There's a bouncing ball to second.
There it is.
Los Angeles is alive, and they're headed to the World Series. Dodgers, Yankees, and
the year is 2024. The Mets just lost to the Dodgers in the NLCS 4-2. And I'm a little beat up about it. But honestly, what a season of Mets baseball. Holy crap. I had no idea that was coming. This team was projected to be a middling team this year. 80 wins regular season, maybe sneak into a wild card, 40% chance to make the playoffs. Never mind, go toe-to-toe with the best and head all the way to the NLCS. But man, it hurts to fall short. This is the second time in my life that they've fallen short. They fell a little bit farther short this time. Obviously, they made it to the World Series in 2015, but as a lifelong Mets fan, I'm somebody who's gotten used to disappointment. I've been rooting for the team since 2007, since, as early as I could comprehend the game of baseball, I've been rooting for the Mets. I'm invested in this team. I'm emotionally invested in the Mets every single year, and they always seem to leave a sour taste in my mouth. However, that's not the case this year. I am proud of this team. I'm proud of New York. I'm proud of the entire New York Mets roster. Carlos Mendoza, great first-year manager. Mark Vientos, Mr. Clutch, just set a postseason franchise record for the most RBIs in a postseason. He's our third baseman of the future. Absolutely stoked to see Swaggy V tearing it up over there for years to come. Jose Iglesias coming out of nowhere, off the minor league squad, coming up, revitalizing this team right when they needed it. I go through all these highs and lows with this team every year, and I finally feel like my investment had a little bit of a return this year, which is something I'm not used to. But I don't know how they did it. They felt like they were the team of destiny. We had basically no starting pitching. Our ace was pretty much out for the year in Kodai Senga, but guys like Sean Manaea, Luis Severino, Tyler McGill all stepped up. David Peterson, those guys looked like elite pitchers, and I'm hoping that it can carry over into next year. I don't know if Severino is going to be with the team. I don't know if Manaea is going to be with the team. But I hope they retain these guys. I think Manaea has an option. I think he's on a 2-year deal with an option for this upcoming year. But I think he'll want to stay. I honestly think he will. But, Severino, a 6.65 ERA last year with the Yankees. And then, that was only in 19 games. He pitched like 32 games this year and had a 3.9 ERA. Almost cut that ERA in half. Manaea, career best ERA in the regular season. Our pitching is really what kept us alive. And the offense was no slouch either from June and beyond. But man, I'm just so proud of this team. Lindor, sorry Ohtani fans, Lindor should be the MVP. Defense is a huge part of baseball, as reflected in WAR, the statistic. And Lindor is a gold glove caliber shortstop. And it's crazy to me that he wasn't nominated for that, but people like Juan Soto were. But, I don't make those decisions. Lindor, in my eyes, is the MVP. Obviously, worthy of a gold glove as well. Pete Alonso, a lot of people kind of asking me how I feel about Pete Alonso, entering free agency. I'd be okay with him staying or going. I think the Mets would fill his spot with somebody from free agency. I haven't looked into who's going to be on the market this year, but Pete had a middling season by his standards, but he was a pivotal part of this postseason push. I think the Mets will pay him, and I'm totally fine with that. But I don't really have a strong opinion on whether to move him or not. I'm okay with him going. I'm okay with him staying. Just some of the most memorable moments I've had as a Mets fan happened this year. For example, that home run in the wild card series that Pete Alonso hit when the Mets had their backs to the wall, 2 outs remaining, separating them between elimination and moving on.
Williams sets. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball to right field. Pretty well hit. Frelick back at the wall. He jumps. It's gone. He did it. He did it. Pete Alonso with the most memorable home run of his career. Pumps his fist as he rounds second. It's a 3-run homer. He's given the Mets.
That home run's going to live rent-free in my brain, and I'm so happy about that. Also, the grand slam against the Phillies in the division series, Lindor's grand slam.
Your most trusted arms, the 2-1. Lindor towards right center field. This one is back. It is gone. Grand slam, and Lindor puts the Mets on top. The biggest swing of the season for New York.
I'm so happy Lindor's on this team. Like, he's such a leader and he's such a good player. And he's just he's a nice guy. He seems like a walking ray of sunshine. They call him Mr. Smile for a reason, so I'm just happy he's around. Also, I'm really happy that the Mets beat the Phillies in the division series. I mean, I knew it was going to happen. I had a pretty solid feeling that Philly was going to come out flat and toss away another postseason opportunity, and they did just that. Kind of embarrassing for Philly fans. Like, sit down, Philly. Like, honestly, you guys talk so much crap, and like, your baseball team's not better than ours anymore. I'm sorry. Like, you might have had more wins in the regular season, but didn't show up when it matters. So we'll see you guys next year. But I think your team needs to shake things up. I think you guys need some fresh faces. Something's got to change over there because Philly was pretty lifeless. I'm just super stoked for next year. Like, 2025 was the year the Mets were supposed to contend, not 2024. That's why I'm so surprised that this happened. The Mets have been kind of like my solace, my go-to. Just, coming home, unwinding, watching the game after work, or listening to Howie Rose in my AirPods while I'm at work. And it's just something to behold this season. Like, we weren't supposed to contend. They weren't supposed to be good this year, but, here we are. NLCS. Didn't take it all the way, but, I'll take what I can get. I really like what I saw from this team this year, and I can't wait until next year. Maybe Steve Cohen's going to spend a little bit more money, put the boys right back in the driver's seat, and take another run. I don't know. We'll see. This team, down the stretch of the season from June on, 65-40 best record in baseball. I felt lucky to be a part of that and listening to that. And, it just made me happy. Baseball's awesome. I love the Mets. Let's go, Mets. I'll see you next year. Oh, and one more thing. I don't even know if I'm going to watch the World Series. I don't really want to. I don't really need to. It's like my 2 least favorite teams going at it. But honestly, I guess because I'm empathetic or whatever, I would like to see the Yankees beat the Dodgers, and because the Dodgers just beat the Mets. Lots of people in my circle are Yankees fans, so I guess I would like to see them being happy. But I thought we might see a Subway Series World Series this year, and man, I was high on that. That was a crazy idea. And I cannot believe we almost saw that in 2024. And I think it's a good sign of things to come for Major League Baseball and both New York teams.